Morning, everybody. Almost forgot to go live here. I'm Meg. Welcome to the LovenStamps studio, and I have a card to share with you that the inspiration for today's card started off a little bit piecemeal. So I was looking through my email this morning, and we get an email from Stampin Up each week that includes some extra little tips and ideas for cards and stuff. And I looked at that and I thought, oh, this is a cute card. And so we're going to base our card off of the one that Stampin Up sent to us. And the inspiration for it, I'll show you here in a second. The inspiration for it, here we go, was in the form of sort of a color blocking kind of thing. And it's about picking color and maybe taking a color and reusing the color. But I am a very visual person, so I didn't really read the text that came along with it. And when I saw it, I thought, oh, I see. Okay, so we can pick 3 colors casing the card as opposed to casing the colors. Hey, Betty, Tanya, Sue. Yeah, I'm a little late this morning, sorry. So speaking of 3 colors, I have a top on with kind of 3 different color ideas. But the color ideas for today's are coming from this thing that's a new sneak peek. So you probably may not have seen this yet, but ta-da! It's the new Stampin' Up! Color Coach, and it will be available starting November 5th. Or now, if you are a demonstrator, you are able to pre-order it right away. If you're like, Meg, I'm not a demonstrator, that's okay. If you have thought about becoming a demonstrator, this is a great time to do it because you can get these pre-order items and other things in your starter kit. So there is information about that on my website. There's a link in the video description here at LovenStamps. Plus, you get a bonus $30 with it. It's a really good time to join the fun. You'll have pre-order access for celebration. You'll get an extra month of celebration. There's really no end to the reasons. But I'm going to show you how I use the color wheel to pick colors for today's card. So whether you're getting this color wheel, whether you already have it or you are going to get it as a part of your demonstrator starter kit, yay, welcome, or you are going to wait and get it in November, I think you'll be excited. Warm. We are chilly today. It was 36 degrees when I woke up. So time to bring those plants indoors probably has passed, but hopefully it won't be too late for them. Okay, with that, let's flip our camera down and I'm going to show you the things that we were inspiring for today's card. So we're going to use the Christmas Friends stamp set. And I love these little images. And if you have been watching Make or Mice with Meg, you know that I'm a sucker for a pun. So we're going to use this I will be thinking of you this season, along with some of these others. Because honestly, this is the cutest to me. The little singing mouse. We're big music fans in our house. This is the cutest. So I couldn't avoid using that one. But the inspiration for our card came from this, which was just a printout from an email that Stampin' Up! Sends to demonstrators each week. So just another perk of being a demonstrator. And this card right here is the one that I wanted to. I looked at this and I'm like, oh, that's a really cool layout. 1, 2, 3 with a circle or a greeting and then this ribbon and some rhinestones. That is a card that I could definitely case. So we're going to look at our color wheel now for some colors. So since we're doing Christmas, I wanted to, oh yay, Nikki says she loves this set. I wanted to go with something fun, right? This is a fun stamp set. It's very cartoony. So for my red, I decided to go with Poppy Parade. So what I did was I put the Poppy Parade right here in this triadic color, and there's directions on the back for using this wheel and stuff, but we're going to go here. And what this is saying is in this triad, you are in great shape to use these colors together. So Poppy Parade. And then I wanted to use the greens here. I didn't really want to go with the blues because I felt like it pulled our card away from Christmas a little, but we're going to go with Poppy Parade. And then right here, Lemon Lime Twist and Granny Apple Green were a great fit. So I have here Lemon Lime Twist. I just realized I used garden green instead of in Granny Apple Green. Garden green and Granny Apple. Okay, so what we're going to do is have the chance to use colors that are across the color wheel from each other. So if I do this and I look at complementary colors, then we have Poppy Parade, which is right across from Garden Green. So these are complementary. And then we're gonna add in some colors from there that are part of sort of like the monochromatic idea here. So we're Poppy and then some assortments of greens, or you could call it like the triadic colors here, with Garden Green pulled here from the monochrome as part of the triad. That makes more sense actually. So we're looking at a triad and then we're pulling in a color here from the monochrome to go with it. So I have Poppy Parade, I have Granny Apple Green, and I have Garden Green to add to that, okay? Now, just to balance out one more little, and I felt like these colors are kind of happy, but if we bring in Lemon Lime Twist, it makes it even happier. That light color just sort of. So Color Coach, very handy. Email from Stampin Up, very handy. And now we want to put this card together. So the base card for this is basic white. You always remember when you're using the white cardstock, I like to use the thick for my card base. It's just a little bit heavier. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put our squares like this. And then instead of using the white backgrounds like they did here in our card, I decided I really wanted to use this Lemon Lime Twist. And so I thought it would be fun to add in an extra little design element, but we're gonna wait on that. So let's figure out these guys. So in the sample, they went ahead and embossed these. So let's go ahead and do embossing. I haven't done a lot of heat embossing for a long time, and now I feel like I'm pulling it out all the time. So I have Versamark pad, which is our sticky ink. I have our stamps here, and I have our powder, which is gonna come out here in 1 second. All right, now, I don't know how well you can see these, but I have my tray. And when you are first doing these, some days I need my embossing buddy more than others. Some days it's really just not necessary, but okay, good start would be to open the Ziploc. There we go. And usually what you would do is you would take this and you would tap it on your card stock before you do your stamping, okay? So I've done around this morning already, and the prevailing humidity and temperature seem to be pretty good without it. So I'm gonna set these in here, and you can see I didn't bother to clean up my powder from the last card that I made. No problem, same color, not a big deal. I will say when I change colors though, I use soap and water, just like dish soap or hand soap, whatever's in the sink handy. And I do wash my tray with soap and water because I don't want to contaminate my powders. I don't want to get like little copper flecks here in my white or anything like that. So just be careful with your powder to make sure you keep it clean. And usually if I just tap off a little bit extra at the corner, it's going to take away any extra stray powder. Now, if I find that I'm missing some spots, I can use the little brush that came with it. Or if you start to do your embossing and you realize that it's just a super humid, sticky day, or maybe your fingers are especially oily, you can go ahead and use that embossing buddy before you stamp. So normally I would go ahead and open this up and drop a powder back in, but I'll do that later. So now I have my ink pad closed. You'll notice before I got any powder out, I closed my ink pad, always a good practice. And before I get my heat tool out, just trapped in a drawer, I go ahead and close my pad and my powder, or move it way out of the way. So I'm gonna grab these pieces of cardstock here, and I don't think I can get all three of them at the same time. So we'll go ahead and melt these. And as you are working with your heat tool, you'll see that powder, it does take a second for it to heat up, but you'll see that powder melt into a nice solid line. There, I'm not sure how well you guys can see it. Oh, I think you can kind of see. So we have our little mouse holding its little choir book and the little bell on the end. You want to make sure that everything is melted so that you don't have any stray powder that gets. I think my camera does a good job of filtering out the extra noise. And I'm going to go ahead and keep going here. It takes a second to heat up, so once I start, I kind of like to keep it going. And if I were doing a bunch of these, you could probably stamp like 10 cards or so. I don't know. Yeah, 10 probably. Before you, and put powder on them and then go ahead and melt. The Versamark stays sticky nicely for a fairly long time. So you don't have to worry too much about going super, super quick. All right. So now we have our little embossing pieces. Bonnie says embossing never gets old. It's amazing every time. I know, right? It's so fun. So now we have our little critters here to put on our card. Okay, and if you missed the very beginning, our card is inspired by one that Stampin Up sent out for demonstrator inspiration earlier. I think it came today, honestly. All right, so we have this here. All right, so now what I said is I wanted to, instead of putting those white squares around the back, I wanted to add a little extra inspiration. And in my head, I was thinking, oh, you know what I haven't used for a while? I haven't used that Winterly Treetops die. So this is a Winterly Treetops stamp set, but it includes this really awesome window die here with these little fronds and so forth on it. And this to me looked like a really great way to die cut a lot of really cute branches all at the same time. And so we're gonna go ahead and we're going to die cut this. So just walk with me for a moment. I'm gonna pop this under here. And I'm going to run this back and forth a couple times. With dies like this that have a whole lot of detail and a lot going on, I often like to put them through, and then sometimes I'll even take them and turn them 90 degrees or close to 90 degrees and run them through one more time before I take the cardstock off, just to make sure that I don't have to struggle. It's really nice when things just pop out easily. So we're going to do that here, and I will look at the back side to make sure that it's cut really well, and then I'll bring this back here to show you. And here we have our dies, and just like beautiful die cutting, right? So if you're ever finding that you have a die that's not cutting it's thoroughly as you want it to, run it through a couple extra times. Just make your life. Hey, Linda. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to snag some of these pieces here. And I think we probably only need 3 or so. Let's see. We'll figure out which ones we want to use in a minute. Oh, this one looks good. And the nice thing is that they're already connected for easy attaching. So if we say we want to put this one here and this one, okay, we do have to get them to stay on our card. This one here, and maybe, let's see, this one, we'll kind of trim that away and make that look like it's not just cut off the edge. There we go. And I think we'll get rid of that and pop this little mouse guy under here. Okay, so now we have these fun little sprigs that are all ready to go, and we need our greeting. Now on their card here, they use a circle greeting, but we don't have that. We have a long greeting. So instead, I'm gonna grab a piece of basic white cardstock here, and we're gonna go ahead and stamp this. And rather than repeating a color, I know I always say repeat your colors. I decided to go with Early Espresso because it's a really nice solid brown neutral, which means that it's gonna give our greeting a really great impact. And so for this one, I decided to grab you guys can probably guess which one it is, my favorite shape die, Everyday Details. Let's see, I don't think I even got the package of dies out, because I love this one so much. All right, well, wherever they are, it's a bunch of circles, and oh, here they are. They're under my color wheel. The rectangles are what I'm using today. I've used the circles a lot lately, but these are the Everyday Details dies. And so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on here. Washi tape is my friend in making sure that things stay where I want them. And we are going to pop back. Oh, yay, Betty says good use of the die for the really tree tops. Yeah, I think, little sprigs are always great for holiday cards. And so having them be die cut all at once and like already attached to each other in an artistic way, like I'll take that, thank you. So we're gonna bring this here, and now we have our die cut here, okay? All right, so let's bring this in. Oh, our card shifted while I wasn't watching. And we're gonna pop this on here like this. So let's go ahead and work on putting some of these pieces together now. Let's see. So you guys know also that my favorite way to attach things is to go ahead and hold them in place where I want them and just pop dimensionals on the back. And I'm gonna stick that there. Our tree here, we're gonna pop in just a little bit. I don't want that border to show that where we are attaching everything. So I'm gonna pop 2 of those on there. And then this last one here, I'm gonna go ahead and pop kind of up. Maybe I'll just get this up here towards the top. There we go. All right. And I'll put a dimensional on there to stay. All right, let's see. We have a whole bunch of little paper scraps on there. And I'm gonna overlap our tree to the background because it's kind of our least important image and our other characters here are more important. And then we're gonna make sure we left a spot here for our greeting. So we're just sort of easing these pieces on here to make sure everything fits. So maybe our tree here will run down a little and get things kind of centered-ish. And now I'm wishing that I hadn't put these out here. That's okay, I could clip this right there and it'll be cute. All right, so now, once I've got that set, I'm gonna take pieces away one at a time and pop them back in so that we have our whole collage lined up the way we want it to be. So this is a trick that I use all the time. Take one piece away and then slide it back in so that you have the pieces where you want them to go, okay? If you take everything apart and just start sticking things back together, then sometimes it's hard to get them back where you want them. All right, there we go. Okay, now we still have our ribbon to put on this card. So remember from our inspiration, they have this fun ribbon that comes around the edges like that. And so what I'm gonna do is pull out the silver and gold trim combo. So it comes like this, and it is a really, really pretty ribbon. There's like a whole bunch on here. It's like a super deep roll. And so we're gonna go ahead and let's see, we have to decide silver or gold. What do you guys think? I know you guys, Maker Points and Meg have a ton of great opinions. So what do you think, gold or silver for our card here? Ooh, I will admit my first impulse was gold, but I'm kind of leaning towards silver. Oh goodness. Okay, well, leave a comment. What do we think? It's really fun to me how actually usually when I have like votes cast, everybody votes for the same thing. Oh, everyone's saying gold. Gold, 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 gold. No silvers? No one? No one's got me here? All right. Gold, 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 gold. Oh, silver. Thank you, Cindy. Okay. Well, Cindy and I are picking silver for this one, but don't worry. I'm going to show you the gold version in the end. Oh, Margie's here. Thank you, Margie. All right. So let's talk about this cute little bow thing here. Sometimes tying a bow is a pain because you can't attach it easily. So we're gonna do this faux bow, and it is actually really simple. All I'm gonna do is put my loop here like so, and then I'm going to turn this down here, make another loop, and then have this come across. Now, I really like how they did in the video, how they did in their sample card. They had this coming down this way and this going across this way so that it's a little bit more, a little bit less bowish and a little bit more, I don't know, fun ribbon accent. Is it a fun ribbon accent? But the biggest thing to know is that the easiest way to attach these is to go ahead and stick them down with a piece of Stampin' Dimensional edging, okay? Why work to glue things down or try to tie things actually when all you have to do is just pop that baby on there with a dimensional, okay? So now we're gonna peel this back and we're gonna take our greeting and we're gonna hide that there. And so now we have our I'll be thinking of you, and let's see, we can maybe artistically arrange this so that it doesn't quite cover up our mouse. There we go. Oh, poor mouse. He ended up in a bad spot. Let's see, can we get this to go underneath here? Twist, twist, there we go. Okay, that's better. So now it doesn't cover up our whole mouse like that. All right, and this one's good with our tree and our little owl. I'll be thinking of you, but we clearly need more bling on here, right? Oh, silver and gold, Linda said. Oh my goodness gracious. Silver and gold would be another option for this card. Kind of highly recommend. I think I could consider trying that. And then you could mix your rhinestones. So we have the metallic gems. These are adhesive backed metallic gems. And I have, I'll admit, I actually picked silver for this version of the card because I'm kind of running out of the gold ones. Is that like cheating? But I'm going to grab my take your pick tool. And actually I need the putty tip here. And it seems like the one I have has a brush tip on it because I was doing embossing. So let's see if I can find, aha. This is why I like having extra take your pick tools around. See, because here's the one with a brush tip on it, and here's the one with a putty tip that I need for right now. The brush tip was for doing little pokey things on our die cutting. So, all right. So in any case, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our slide and stick method, and we're just going to copy how they did their rhinestones on the Stampin' Up card. So 1, 2. Let's see, I think they used another big one down here. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to put a couple kind of down here. And I'm a little, oops, this one's kind of fallen off the paper. That's funny. Let's see, can I pick it up? Okay, now it's stuck on my fingernail, so I'm just going to go with it. And then we're going to do one more down here. I'm going to put mine on the owl part because it doesn't really fit at the bottom there. So our squares are just a little bit bigger than the ones in the sample card. All right, so there is our inspiration for our card today. So we started with a 3-color block from this card here, and we've put in our jewels, we put in our ribbon, we've put in some fun backgroundy pieces, and then we also have a inspiration on color, which we got from our color wheel. So remember here, we started with the idea of using complementary colors. So we're doing our red and our green. So we had poppy and garden green. And then we added just a little bit here in this sort of chromatic, monochromatic window. So down here with the garden green and then these other greens here. Okay. So lots of good things. And if you missed the discussion about this, you can go back and watch. But this is part of the pre-order for the online exclusives that Stampin' Up is debuting on November 5th. And so if you're not a demonstrator, you can wait until November 5th, or you can get this as part of your demonstrator starter kit. And reminder, like there is there's nothing that says you have to hold events or sell things to other people or things like that as a demonstrator. You are perfectly welcome to use your demonstrator discount to benefit yourself and purchase at a discount. You are perfectly welcome to take advantage of the pre-orders and the access to information that Stampin' Up sends out. And there's some demonstrator-only resources. There are lots of perks to being a demonstrator, including the $30 in the starter kit. So I would love to welcome you to our LovenStampfuls demonstrator family. And if you're interested in more information on that, there is a link in the video description, and you can chat with me if you have any questions, reach out if you have any questions, or just read the fact that's there on that link. So, all right, so let's see. Oh yes, people like cute. Kim said, take a tiny glue dot, place it under the greeting at the top, but under the dots to keep the ribbon to the right. Oh, yes. That's a really good idea. So Kim suggested you could, if you don't want this ribbon to be overlapping your stuff, a really easy way to solve that is to just put adhesive on the back that forces the ribbon to stay where you want it. Yeah, definitely a good plan. So, all right. So, I didn't show you the gold one. Did you guys want to see that one? Okay. So here is the gold version. All right. So now you can see both and decide, do you like the gold version or the silver version better? And actually, do you guys have like one over the other that you usually gear towards? I will admit, when I do red-green things, I often am a gold preference person. I like the way the yellow adds an extra color to it, but when I'm doing blues and purples, I'm always about silver with those. I've pretty much never used gold with those. I think it's a, color family kind of thing, but yay. All right. Well, I'm glad you guys like this. And Tanya says she likes the silver version better. Yeah. Here, if I do it this way, the light's a little different. I don't know. I kind of like them both. And then I actually have one other thing to show you. Gosh, all the extras from this video. When I did this the first time, I should say that the Wow embossing powders come in a trio like this. So this is the basics trio. It's black, the white that we used, and clear. But I pulled out the clear first, and I didn't realize it wasn't the I didn't realize that it wasn't the white powder. And so when I embossed it, I was like, wait, huh? What happened here? So here is another version of this card. If we tuck these under here, with the clear embossing powder instead of the white. Oops, that tree's upside down. So this one, it really brings out the color of the cardstock. So the images are a little bit more subtle. So if you had something, I like the white for these because I like those images to be really nice and clear. But if you had a stamp set where you wanted to have a little bit more backgroundy image and you really wanted this to be the focal point, which it is because of our ribbon, then you would be really excited to have this clear embossing powder option too. So there's another option for you entirely. Sue asked, can you get the little brush separately? Not. So this is a brush with these little, I don't know what they are, nylon bristles or silicone. I don't know what they are. I'm going to guess nylon, but I don't really know. But these little bristles, these are nice and stiff. They are a great shape for working with your embossing powders. And then the Embossing Additions toolkit also comes with these, I call them reverse tweezers because they're closed by default. And then you just pinch them to open. So it means you don't really have to like grip them or anything to hold your paper in place. It is a nice, it's a nice way to rest your hand when you're embossing. So that makes those pretty easy. And then it comes with the tray, and it comes with the embossing buddy to cover, sort of pre-cover your cardstock so you don't get stray powder sticking to it. Let's see. Kim says that both work because of silver and white and gold and green. Yeah, I think so. I really think the silver and gold are both good choices for this card. So really, it's up to you. Or it's up to whatever metallic gems you happen to have left in your stock. So, all right, everybody. Well, thanks for stamping with me this morning. This was episode 498 of Maker More's with Meg. So that's a lot of episodes. So we'll have 500 coming up here pretty soon. And if you have any ideas for like a way to celebrate 500 episodes, you should let me know. I'm looking for ideas, so something fun to do. All right, everybody, thanks for watching, and I will see you again on Thursday for another episode of Maker More's with Meg. Happy stamping, everyone.